I have not yet, but would like to do arrowhead hunting as well. I think that would be a really fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's on my list.
I started out with the AT Pro. Still have it, still use it periodically, but chiefly now I'm with the Garrett AT Max, and I love it. And I'm actually thinking about adding the Apex to my arsenal, but I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet.
Awesome. Well, I love my Apex, but I still keep going back to my AT Max. Just certain times I kind of flip-flop back and forth, and I still love my AT Pro. I just rarely get it out anymore, but gosh, once you get used to a machine, it's hard. But I will say, out of all the machines I've ever used, I do tend to flip-flop back and forth between my AT Max and my Apex. So, and sometimes I'll find stuff that I missed with one or the other.
I will flip-flop back and forth. I use the AT Max most of the time, but there are times that I have flopped back to the Pro, and it's odd just because of the difference in the tones. But
right, it takes a hot minute to get used to the different tones and nuances, for sure. So how long did you say you've been metal detecting now?
I have been metal detecting since 2016, so not real long comparatively.
Okay.
I've attended my first hunt in 2017, was the first year of the Garrett hunt. When they were doing them out in Jefferson, Texas. And I think that event actually is what really sucked me into the whole detecting world, and because it was meeting so many people that did the same thing and learning from them, because I was still a newbie, and learning from them and, meeting all these different people and learning a lot by doing that event. And I have been to every single one of those ever since then. And that is absolutely, hands down, my favorite event.
This is the Charles Garrett Memorial Hunt?
Yes, the Charles. Yes.
Yeah. It is a really, really fun hunt.
It is a fun hunt. I have since joined a local club. I'm part of the Lone Star Treasure Hunters Club. I'm actually the secretary. And we had the pleasure of having Gypsy on the show last month, which was really fun. Everybody enjoyed it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. We enjoyed having you on the show. It was really fun. A lot of people talk, even this last, because we meet on the first Friday of every month. And this past Friday, we had Tim Saylor on there. And when people were showing up, they were asking, who's going to be on? Who's going to be on? We really enjoyed her last time and all the stories she told and everything she shared with us. And everybody was super stoked about you being on the show. Even people that didn't know who you were just like, she's really great. We really enjoyed listening to her.
Oh, cool.
It's awesome.
Well, I'm a little long-winded sometimes. Once I get going, I don't know when to shut up.
It's called passion, Gypsy. Passion.
I was going to say, that's just because you're so passionate about it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Well, once you get bit by that fever, you can't stop talking about it. I mean, I'm sure Sue, kind of segueing into from the bottle digging and the dump digging into metal detecting. I know it's been quite a change. I know it just goes hand in hand, it really does.
I agree. I actually found my first old silver coin was actually found dump digging. We were up in Sherman, digging at a dump in Sherman, which is like 2 hours north of Dallas. I live suburb of Dallas. So it's a couple hours drive north of there. And I found a 1910 barber dime right there in the dump.
It's awesome.
Oh, wow.
And there's still a video floating around about it. I was so stoked and so excited about it because it was like the first old silver I had found. I hadn't even found anything like that metal detecting yet. it was that was a great day.
That's fantastic. So we've got several questions for you too, and I know you get asked a lot of these questions a lot, but you got a few for Amanda?
I do. So, what do you? What? Yeah, that's. So, do you have a wish list or a bucket list or like a white whale item that you could tell us about that you'd hope to find?
Actually, I really don't have a bucket list.
Fantastic.
To be honest. When I go out, I don't go out with any expectations. I go out there to find what I find. If I come home with a silver coin or a piece of jewelry, great. If I come home with a pocket full of taco money, that's just fine too. It's don't get me wrong. It's always exciting to find something, really special. Short story. One of my best digging days, I was down in College Station, where Texas A&M is, and we were hunting on an old military base. And I found my first standing Liberty quarter in the same hole, sandwiched next to a walking Liberty hat. And that never happened to me before, finding two silvers in one hole. So I was very, very excited about that.
Wow.
But the rest of the day was wheat pennies and clad. But that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really have a bucket list. I've been fortunate enough to be able to go on a lot of different types of digs and found a lot of different types of items. And I'm happy for all of them.
Right.
I guess for me, just, me personally, having a bucket list, I feel like that puts expectations on myself, and I don't want those.
Yeah. No, that's great.
I'll just be happy with what I get.
Yeah.
We should all have more of that attitude, I believe, because I know that, so I've started doing this, Jackie started doing this, and Amanda, we had, in the last few times we were to take it together, we did this. We started putting like these manifestations out in the universe, and we would just say something like, okay, today we're going to find that gold ring, and that today we're going to find the silver, or blah, 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 something. And then, but yeah, we do tend to, sometimes you can get your expectations up a little high, and then you get disappointed, because we all have those days where we go out there and we might not find much of anything. Just depends on where we're hunting, or all you may find is trash and a couple pennies, or maybe even no pennies, So you very well can sometimes be a little disappointed. So there's nothing wrong with not having a bucket list. Or Amanda and I tend to call it a wish list.
Yeah.
Just a wish list of things we'd like to find.
Constantly adding things that I had no idea about. I'm like, ooh, that's neat. Write that down. Ooh, that one's cool. Write that one down.
Now, if I have a wish list, my wish list would be places that I would want to hunt.
Oh, there you go. Now, we've got a really good question for you at the very end, but we'd like to save it towards the very end. We'll ask you about that one.
Okay.
Because we've got a fun question for that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
But we might have to maybe we'll have to ask that a little earlier so we can, because I'm sure if you got a longer list of places you'd like to go, we'd love to hear about them too. But so how about one of your favorite finds? I know you told about your Standing Liberty and your Walker a while ago. Is there a certain, maybe a favorite relic or maybe something spooky or creepy you found? Oh, that just reminded me of something.
As far as creepy or spooky, creepy gross, I have found a set of dentures, which was kind of nasty. Creepy has been parts of, and anybody who bottle digs or, been out near old dumps or anything, find bits of porcelain figures dolls, those type of things. Well, I took a shine to those for whatever reason, and I started bringing them home, and I have a whole jar full of what we call them creepy doll parts. So that's probably my creepiest thing that I found is those creepy doll parts. I actually got a lamp, one of those clear, like table lamps, and I'm going to put all my creepy doll parts in there and use that for Halloween.
That's cool.
Yeah, so she, when we were detecting Saturday after planting, right on top of the ground there, she looks down and she found a creepy doll part, a little hand.
That's awesome.
So
you got an eye for it then.
She definitely does, for sure. And you can tell she knows her bottles too and stuff from dump digging as well.
When I started dump digging and really started getting into it, the thing that I like digging the most are the embossed medicine bottles, and I have a whole bunch of them that I have found over the years. One of my favorite finds is actually a bottle. It is a beautiful green, just vibrant green color. It is from Mitchell's Drugstore in McKinney, Texas. It's complete. It's the whole bottle, and I was so excited because I had dug pieces of those in this dump that I had been digging in for quite a while. And when that came out whole, there was almost tears going on. I was so excited about it. So that hands down is my absolute favorite bottle dig. As far as relics, it's hard to choose because there's been a lot of really cool stuff over the years. An old padlock, a silver belt buckle, poison bottle, and a heel plate. And
what kind of heel plate did you get? What shape?
That was the one.
Oh, is that the one we were hunting that old ghost town together?
Yes, that's the one.
And it had a star on it, didn't it? But it was different from the normal heel plate. So I was there with Sue. Sue and I had went, got invited some club members to an old ghost town, and somewhere in Texas. I have to ask you where that was again.
Ireland.
Later. Ireland, was that Ireland, Texas? Okay.
Yes, it was near Ireland, Texas. Yep.
Okay. Well, it was a really fun day. We found some cool stuff, and I found a button that day that had a star on it, and I think was it you or Mike found one? But anyway, she comes up and she's showing me what she found, and I said, "Oh, that's a heel plate." I think you're in my video. You're in my video on that, aren't you?
And you found a piece of jewelry that day, a really nice one, if I remember right.
I found a really old sterling silver ring.
That's right. It was a ring.
Little ring.
Yeah, I came home with several buttons that I had never seen before. So, and there's been so many cool finds over the years. I like the makeup, the little makeup compacts. I think those are always cool.
Too.
Lipsticks, the old lipsticks are awesome. Tokens, and of course, silver here and silver there, and I have on my desk. I have mason. I also collect mason jars of all different kinds. That was one of the other things I kind of got into once I started bottle digging. I've only dug a couple of whole mason jars in all the time I've been bottle digging. Usually they're all broken because people reuse them all the time.
Right.
So, but I started collecting those, and I have a couple of hundred different types of mason jars. There may be, a whole bunch of ball jars or a whole bunch of atlas jars or that sort of type thing, but they're all different. No, do not have any duplicates.
Wow.
And there's so many different makers out there. It's been a great learning experience because now I know a lot about mason jars.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn too. People don't realize all the different types there are. Now, have you ever found a mason jar lid with the I think it's got like a moon